Hi, my name is Kaylee. I wanted to share our experience with our beautiful son, Dawson. He is the light of our life, has been since the day he was born. He is such a happy child. He always has a smile on his face. I had a pretty typical pregnancy with him. I was carrying some extra fluid. At 37 weeks, my blood pressure went up, so they went ahead and took him via C-section. After birth, he had about a minute of difficulty breathing, but nothing too detrimental. My husband and I noticed signs that didn't seem typical for an infant, but we brushed it off, just thinking every child's unique, so let's just give it some time. As the first year went on, we noticed that Dawson was not meeting his milestones, so I had spent about 5 years in the early childhood setting prior to having Dawson and had never came past a child quite like him. So we began therapy, physical, speech, and occupational in hopes that he could catch up. He did thrive in many areas, but still was very behind. So we went to genetics and he got diagnosed with a 5q15 chromosomal deletion. Evidently, this is extremely rare. The doctors didn't and still don't know much about it. So at this time, he was too young to diagnose anything that would be causing these delays. So we hoped that therapy would get him caught up. Roll around, he's 3.5, and we're still noticing that he's not meeting those milestones. So that's whenever we decided to go forth with an autism evaluation. He did get diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. So we got him in the school system, the EC pre-K program, and he absolutely loves it. Has a wonderful teacher. We're so lucky. So now, as far as making the decision to go forth with the autism evaluation, we noticed that Dawson was stimming. He would flap his hands, go around in circles. He would mimic symptoms of seizures, but luckily we had an EEG and that came back clear that it's just one of his tics. He does have facial tics. He tenses up his body a lot. He does this on the daily. At 3.5, he doesn't have a solid word besides no or mama. And he can mimic sounds, but they're very hard to understand and not clear. So a lot of what he does is like the typical child. He loves dinosaurs, Paw Patrol, anything with wheels. The boy loves him some cars and trucks. So at the end of the day, we just want to set him up for success and allow him access things that most people take for granted in everyday life. So the reason I'm making this video is to be an advocate for others that are going through a similar situation, and a mini therapy session just for myself to connect with other parents that may be going through a situation similar to ours. Not only is it hard for the child in this situation, but the parents, it's a challenge as well. So I'm so lucky to have a husband who provides for us above and beyond with therapy and appointments. It's very difficult for us both to hold a full-time job. So I'm so lucky that I get to stay home with Dawson. And so with that being said, Dawson is the best thing that has ever happened to us, and we just want to share his beautiful soul with the world. If there's any questions, concerns, comments, please leave them. We're open to any advice that anyone has, especially in a similar situation. I know that as a parent, you can feel so lonely and just don't have answers. So it's always good to have that support and community just to help you out in times of need. So I do plan to make more videos in the future, so I hope you follow along with the story and as our life goes on. And until next time, bye.